Hello there and welcome back. Tonight we will explore Fall Asleep with the Science of Fear, how your brain transforms danger into protection, a gentle journey through the pathways of the mind that trigger fear and ultimately help us stay safe. So let's settle in and allow the soft hush of the evening to cradle our thoughts as we begin. Imagine that you are surrounded by a warm, comforting space, and within that space, you are free to let your worries float away, releasing any tension as we delve into how our remarkable brains process scary information. It may sound surprising, but fear is not only about dread or alarm. Fear is actually intertwined with our deepest survival instincts, honed by thousands of years of evolution to alert us of potential threats and guide us to protective action. Each time we hear something unsettling or encounter a situation that seems ominous or startling, our brains spring into action, discreetly analyzing the environment, evaluating the level of risk and urging us to respond in a way that keeps us out of harm's path. It all begins in a region called the amygdala, which often gets described as the brain's alarm system, a small almond-shaped cluster of cells tucked within the temporal lobes, and while it may be tiny, its role is anything but insignificant. When a stimulus appears that signals danger or simply something unknown, the amygdala rapidly processes this information, racing to determine whether the clues match stored patterns associated with threats. If the amygdala detects something reminiscent of a past peril, even subconsciously, it immediately communicates with other areas of the brain to mobilize the body's defense systems. One of those crucial connections is with the hypothalamus, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Those hormones arm your body with the energy to react quickly. You might experience a faster heartbeat, a rush of blood to your muscles, and a feeling of heightened alertness. Meanwhile, your breathing might shift, becoming shallower or quicker, as your body primes itself for what is often called the fight or flight response. This is an evolutionary advantage we share with many living creatures, meant to protect us from predators, hazards, and any unexpected events that could jeopardize our well-being. Yet even though this internal alarm is robust, our fear circuitry doesn't operate alone. Instead, a finely tuned system of checks and balances comes into play to ensure that while we remain vigilant, we are not overcome by panic. The prefrontal cortex, that thoughtful region behind your forehead, steps in to perform a crucial review of whatever prompted the alarm. It gathers additional context. Was the noise you heard in the dark simply the wind rustling branches, or was it something more urgent? Is the unsettling story you just read relevant to your immediate surroundings, or is it just a piece of distant information you can learn from without distress? By engaging higher cortical regions, your brain offers a calmer, more measured response to help you manage the initial amygdala trigger. This interplay between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex is what allows you to gather perspective, slow your racing thoughts, and recognize that certain scary facts, although alarming at first, are not necessarily direct threats to your current situation, even if a bit of caution may be warranted. Through this interaction, fear can transform from a jolt of dread into a healthy sense of respect for risk, reminding you to tread carefully if the occasion calls for it, or to rest easy if the perceived danger proves unwarranted. At the same time, memory also plays a role in what we consider frightening. The hippocampus, associated with encoding and retrieving past experiences, can intensify fear if it recalls a similar incident. For instance, someone who once found themselves startled by an unexpected event at night might have that moment etched into memory, only for it to resurface with any familiar cue. The hippocampus and amygdala work hand in hand, tagging certain memories as potentially threatening, ensuring you remain attentive towards similar situations in the future. Yet this same system can help guide you to safety, because remembering that something once posed a danger can help you steer clear of it next time, or at least prepare you to respond more effectively. Over time, if you re-encounter a situation and realize it's not as threatening as you previously believed, your prefrontal cortex helps recontextualize that memory, allowing you to gradually release the fear associated with it. Imagine gently rewriting a script in your mind, so that instead of being paralyzed by dread, you are equipped with knowledge and strategy, a process our brain can refine through learning and repeated exposure. One might wonder why scary facts in particular capture our attention, and sometimes linger longer than we would like. Often this is simply our brains being highly attuned to novelty and potential threat, an evolutionary vestige from when the surrounding environment was far less predictable than it might be in our modern settings. When we hear about certain unsettling phenomena, whether related to animals, natural events, or shocking incidents, the amygdala's detectors perk up, sorting through the details and asking, is this relevant? Is this dangerous? How likely is it to affect me? That intrinsic vigilance was essential for our ancestors, and remains so for us today, ensuring we don't gloss over warnings that might matter for our survival. And yet, our heightened capacity for language, imagination, and knowledge can also mean that fear may arise from phenomena we have never personally witnessed. We might hear about events elsewhere, or investigations into obscure creatures or conditions, and suddenly feel that flicker of unease as though danger was much closer. However, by learning a bit about how our neural architecture processes fear, we can allow ourselves that moment of curiosity rather than panic. When frightening information comes your way, you can acknowledge your amygdala's signal. Perhaps you feel a slight jolt, your pulse quickens, or your breath changes, and then gently allow your prefrontal cortex to step forward, weighing the actual distance and relevance of that unsettling piece of knowledge. Gradually you can sit with the sensation, let it pass through you, and store the information as a useful point of awareness, instead of losing sleep over it. Since you're here tonight, resting and listening, it might be reassuring to note that the very process of drifting into slumber can help consolidate memories and regulate emotional experiences acquired during the day, including those tinged by fear. While you doze off, various brain regions, such as your hippocampus and cortex, subtly review and synthesize what you've learned, deciding how to categorize and store it. This collaborative neural process helps you wake with a fresh perspective, often feeling a bit more detached from the intensity that seemed overwhelming before you went to bed. In fact, studies show that adequate rest supports emotional regulation, so approaching sleep armed with the understanding that your brain is simply doing its natural job can reduce the power these scary facts might have over you. Instead of seeing them as harbingers of looming doom, you may discover that each intriguing bit of knowledge is a window into the complexity of human physiology, an adaptive alarm system that can be harnessed to keep us safe, rather than something that needs to disturb your sense of tranquility. It might be helpful, as you listen, to visualize an elegant cross-section of the brain, illuminated with gentle, soothing blue lights that trace the pathways of neurons carrying signals between the amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex. Envision how these lights flicker when a fear response activates, building an orchestrated chain of reaction that calls upon your sympathetic nervous system to accelerate your heart rate and heighten your senses. You might picture it as if the silhouette of your brain, softly glowing, is proof of a built-in protective mechanism. This mechanism is at its core a marvelous adaptation, an automatic lightning-fast process that has saved countless lives across millennia. Yet, in our modern environment, it can sometimes trigger when it's not truly needed, leaving us feeling uneasy about things that present no immediate risk. That's where your mind's skill at contextualization shines. The more you learn about your neural architecture, the more you can moderate your reactions and guide yourself toward calm. Understanding that the amygdala simply reacts to signals, while the prefrontal cortex reasons and weighs evidence, can serve as a reminder that you retain a degree of control over how intensely frightening facts affect you. If you happen upon an unsettling statistic or hear about a peculiar phenomenon that momentarily spikes your anxiety, you can welcome that initial response, let your body prepare itself, and then soothe it by reminding yourself that knowledge, in many ways, equals power. It's as if you have an internal alert system that sometimes goes on high alert for minimal cause. As you familiarize yourself with your natural bodily cues, tense muscles, a rush of adrenaline, a faster heartbeat, you can practice techniques such as gentle breathing to signal to your body that no immediate action is necessary. Your lungs, heart, and brain are deeply connected through nerve pathways that help regulate your state of arousal, so slow, measured breathing can prompt your parasympathetic nervous system to step forward, lowering your heart rate and returning you to a balanced baseline. Embarking on a slow, intentional inhale, followed by a prolonged, unhurried exhale, can be enough to send feedback to your brain that the threat is less urgent than initially perceived. Over time, this balanced interplay helps shape how you handle fear. You develop a sense of composure that coexists with your protective instincts, like two sides of a well-tuned instrument. Moreover, knowledge about scary facts can actually become a tool for building an informed sense of caution, allowing you to navigate the world more safely. When you realize that certain conditions or circumstances warrant alertness, your body will remember how to respond quickly if those conditions ever arise. That readiness is a gift from your evolutionary heritage, ensuring that you stay mindful in case your environment changes. Yet you need not linger in fearful anticipation. Rather, you can rest assured that if a real threat materializes, your body and mind will know how to react, guiding you to fight, flee, or find another suitable strategy. Meanwhile, you can let your rational mind lead the way in recognizing which scary facts are relevant to your day-to-day life, and which ones are distant wonders that need not stir undue alarm. So here you are, gently immersed in the comforting darkness of the night, letting the calm of these words wash over you, even as the subject of fear softly dances in your thoughts. Try to sense any lingering tension in your body, perhaps your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, and then invite that tension to melt away. Notice your breath and how it moves in and out of your lungs. With each exhale, envision yourself sending a wave of relaxation through your muscles, from the top of your head down to your toes. In that serene state, realize that learning about fear can actually be a path toward empowerment, a soothing reminder that your brain is a sophisticated network dedicated to preserving your well-being. The next time you encounter something eerie or unsettling, recall these steps first. Expect that initial spark in your amygdala. That's just biology doing its job. Then remind yourself that you have higher reasoning centers that can interpret the real scope of the threat. In that gentle pause between alarm and action, you can incorporate a breath or two of measured inhalation and exhalation, quietly signaling you're safe enough to remain calm. While your mind is practicing this layered approach, your memories are updating, storing more nuanced data about the world. Every memory, whether pleasant or tense, arrives with new layers of detail and perspective, shaping your future emotional responses. And just as the hippocampus can retain a frightening experience, it can also learn the context behind that experience, effectively rewriting the script over time so that fear is balanced rather than uncontained. Sleep, in particular, can serve as the ultimate integrator, allowing your conscious mind to rest while your unconscious mind sifts through the day's events, discarding what's unnecessary, highlighting what is crucial, and weaving the emotional threads into a cohesive tapestry. You might find that in the morning, fear you felt strongly the previous evening has softened, replaced by a more tempered acknowledgement of facts along with the knowledge that your inner defenses are intact. Throughout this entire conversation, we've maintained our steady focus on fear as a source of curiosity, an innate response that shapes your behaviors yet doesn't have to dominate your peace of mind. Imagine once more that serene view of a brain held in the gentle glow of soft lights. Within that landscape, neural networks are elegantly pulsating with the energy required to keep you vigilant, but also to soothe you when the situation allows. As your eyelids feel heavier, and the moments between your blinks grow longer, you can gently reflect on how these processes serve you at every turn, providing a system ready to spring into action, or just as easily, to tone down its activity and let you drift into a restful, restorative sleep. And in that reflection, you may discover a sense of gratitude for the complexity of your mind. Perhaps one of the most reassuring aspects of fear is that it's not designed to be perpetual. Instead, it's meant to be modulated as soon as we confirm our safety. In other words, fear might unexpectedly light up your senses when you read or hear something alarming, but unless that condition truly involves an imminent threat, your brain's calmer networks will eventually bring everything back to equilibrium. While some of us may experience lingering anxieties, learning about the core mechanisms of fear can be the first step in gently guiding your consciousness to a place of steadiness, allowing you to rest and recuperate, even if the world around you can sometimes seem unpredictable. In this moment, as you allow each breath to rise and fall, you may consider how remarkable it is that fear, an emotion sometimes dreaded in its own right, really exists to help protect you. Under the right circumstances, it instructs you to move away from danger, to seek help, or to avoid reckless decisions. When an external threat subsides, or when we come to realize that what once seemed horrifying is actually far removed from our immediate reality, the neural circuits gracefully change gears, letting our pulse slow, letting our muscles relax, and letting us drift serenely into that safe harbor of sleep. Even when confronted by scary facts, the more you appreciate the intricacies of your internal alarm, the better you can harness its power without letting it rule over your peace of mind. Instead of shutting your eyes to unsettling information, you can shine curiosity upon it, using your critical thinking to learn something new, and then allowing that knowledge to settle quietly in your memory, gently housed with clarity rather than tension. In this way, every frightening detail you learn might transform into just another stepping stone of insight, bridging the gap between the primal reflex of alarm and the enlightened understanding of how best to cope. The pathways within your brain are a testament to nature's remarkable problem-solving over untold generations, from the snap judgments of the amygdala, to the memory curation of the hippocampus, to the thoughtful oversight of the prefrontal cortex. When they work in harmony, you reap the benefits of staying safe and aware, all while preserving your capacity for calm reflection and restful sleep. As you drift closer to slumber, you might recall how each piece of what you learn tonight weaves into a broad tapestry of understanding, reminding you that knowledge itself can be like a gentle lantern, illuminating the darkness so you can see the path in front of you. There's no need to fear fear itself, no need to feel ashamed for experiencing that burst of adrenaline when confronted by the unknown. These processes are universal, shared across humanity, and have guided us through times far more perilous than our present moment. Fear, when balanced, sparks respect for potential hazards while leaving room for joy, curiosity, and growth. Now let us settle deeper into the stillness, letting a wave of tranquility accompany the knowledge that if something truly alarming were to surface, your brain would do what it has evolved to do: alert you, motivate you, and guide you towards safety. For the remainder of this night, though, you can relax with the assurance that the majority of unsettling information is simply a cue for your mind to remain aware without feeling threatened. With each gentle beat of your heart, each slow, soothing breath, you can allow yourself to drift away, lulled by the rhythm of your body's natural harmony. Make peace with your protective instincts, let them stand guard quietly at the periphery, and give your conscious mind permission to slip into a restful place of deep slumber. As you sink into that comforting darkness behind your closed eyelids, you might notice how your thoughts gradually become softer and more subdued, floating at the edge of wakefulness until they ease into the caress of sleep. Tomorrow, you may awaken with a renewed sense of clarity, ready to greet another day with all the intelligence, awareness, and calm deliberation that your ever-evolving brain offers. For now, though, let these final moments of wakefulness be filled with gratitude for the way you're designed, complete with your amygdala's vigilance and your prefrontal cortex's wisdom. When fear arises, you'll remember that you're capable of transforming it into protection, thereby embracing the potential for learning and resilience that lies within every scare. There is comfort in knowing your brain has already charted a myriad of neural paths to handle whatever may come. So rest in that comfort, let the night cradle you and drift gently into sleep, calm and secure in the knowledge that your remarkable mind will stand guard while you rest. Thank you for joining me on this calming exploration of fear's mechanisms and how they guide us, protect us, and ultimately help us find balance. May you have a peaceful night, safe in the embrace of your own mindful awareness, and may you awaken refreshed, ready to embrace a new day with the confidence that your brain and body are aligned for your continued well-being. Good night and sweet dreams.